Now we'll go over the main screen. Very top left, you've got your temperature indicator. You have a battery icon to the right of that. If you'll go ahead and select it for me. This will bring up your charging menu. This is automatically going to pop up whenever the charge port's opened on the vehicle. So you'll see this displayed, or you can manually access it just by hitting that. You have two different types of charges that you can do on the vehicle. One is called a standard, the other is called a max range. In standard, it's going to fill the battery up to about 85% of its overall capacity, give you around 230 to 240 miles of range. The idea here is that that's more than what you'll need for your average day-to-day commute, and it just keeps the battery at a pretty happy state in that it's not completely topped off. If you were to constantly hit the top end of the battery, it would be bad for the overall longevity of it, so standard is going to prevent you from doing that and just give you, again, about 230 to 240 miles of range. For your longer distance trips, you can slide it over to max range. It's going to fill it completely. Gives you around 260 to 270 miles of range, but again, it's hitting that top end of the battery. Okay to do every so often, just not something you do on a daily basis. Okay. Charge current. So, essentially what's going to happen is when you put an adapter onto the end of your mobile connector, the vehicle is going to sense what type of adapter you've attached and then dial the amperage up or down for that. So since we were using a 1450, it dialed it down to 40 amps. As soon as you get it home, plug it into that wall outlet, it's going to dial it down to 12. And then whenever your mobile connector comes, high power wall connector comes, it's going to dial it up to 80 automatically. Okay. What it can't do though, is it can't sense if something else is using the same circuit. So this might be something you'd need to pay attention to with that wall outlet, in that if anything else is sharing the circuit, this car is going to try to pull the maximum amperage, and then when that other device kicks on, that's going to pull amperage, and it could trip the breaker. Sure. So in that case, you would just manually dial it down, usually about 20% or so does it, and then should be just fine. Prevent it from tripping anything once you get back. Okay. Alright, we'll close this out here. Just to the right of the battery icon, you have your house symbol for your home link. Once something's programmed in there, you'll have a drop down listing the different home link locations that you've set. Driver profiles are just to the right of that where your name's listed. Again, once you add multiple people in there, you'll have a drop down with different names that you can go ahead and select and adjust the seats to. Tesla T at the very top, if you'll tap on that for me. Brings up some details on the car. VIN number, software version, all that stuff. And then if you'll hit the blue release notes wording, it's going to tell you all the new stuff that came with the version 4.2 software. So whenever you get a substantial update, this window is going to pop up, say, hey, here's all the new stuff, this is how you turn it on and off, this is what it does, kind of give you an orientation to the new things that came to the vehicle. One that I will go ahead and point off right off the bat is voice commands. So if you'll tap on that blue wording for me. Tells you all the different voice commands you can use. So for listening to music, you can say listen to, play, go ahead and speak out an artist or an album title, that kind of stuff. Navigation, you can say navigate to, drive to, where is, speak out a particular address or a name of a venue, it's going to try to find that for you. And then call a contact, you can say call or dial, then it'll go ahead and dial that person. Okay, I will close this out.